I decided to play football when I was like about 5 years old. Growing up with second graders, so I was mainly I was the only young guy out there. So, I feel like I could compete with them. So, that's what I knew football was like my main thing.
It's a decision that's paid off well for the Redhawks, but it's one he had to talk his mom into.
There was a guy with his child who was outside. They was just, practicing football. And Keldric was always interested. I want to do that. I was like, no. I was always thinking, just like any other parent, oh, my child may break an arm, he might break a leg. Oh, no, I could not have my baby getting hurt. So then the coach just asked us to come over and practice with him and his son. It's like, okay. And then that guy that we saw at the park, Keldric started to play with his child. They, had the football, throwing it back and forth. And he got excited. I seen the excitement in him. So I was like, okay, I'll try. He was like, come to practice. It's like, nope, we're not coming to practice. He was like, come to practice. I was like, nope, we can't do it. Every week we saw them at the park. He was always wanting us to come bring Keldric. And I was like, no, I'm scared. Just give me some time. And he was like, Mom, I can do it. I was like, I know you can, son, but I just cannot risk you getting injured. Not at 4 years old. But he was determined to play with that football or to get into some type of sport.
After starting out with flag football, Luster eventually did enough to move to pads.
The minute I saw him at one of his games, doing a flag football game, they were running the ball, and his shoe came off. And most kids, they stop when a shoe comes off, and you think, okay, well, this kid's shoe come off, he gonna go to the side. That wasn't Keldric. He had that football. He continued to run with one shoe on, and he scored the final touchdown, the winning touchdown of that game. So then it's like, okay, maybe he's ready. He was more advanced than the other kids his age. So we started to let him play up with older kids, and that's when we tested him in pads.
Luster eventually entered Vandeventer Middle School and caught the eye of Redhawks head football coach Matt Sweeney.
When you go back and we think about watching Keldric in middle school at Vandeventer, and a couple things that really stand out, and it's not necessarily his ability, but it was his competitiveness, his humility, the fact that he liked his teammates and he was a team player, and I think that's carried on through what he's done now. Is that his statistics are great, but even more than that, he's a great leader. Like I said, he's humble. He's a team player, and he really gets along with everybody.
With the Redhawks coming off a 20-game losing streak and winning just one game in the previous few years, Sweeney took a chance and named Keldric the starting quarterback as a sophomore. Ever since that decision, the Redhawks are 16-6, winning a playoff game for the first time in over a decade. Luster's sophomore year speaks for itself as he won the District 7-5A Newcomer of the Year, despite missing the second half of the season due to an injury. Luster's junior year proved his sophomore season was no fluke, leading the Redhawks to a 10-1 record with over 4,527 total yards and 50 touchdowns. For Luster's mother, his outstanding play has been nothing new.
It's amazing because I knew it was always in him. I knew he always had the drive and the passion and the love for any type of sport. He played basketball, baseball, football, just like his level that he has, like the passion he has for football, he had that same passion for baseball. So I know whatever he, decided to do, he would be amazing in it.
While proving doubters wrong with video game-like numbers, Luster's remained humble and focused on the rest of the season.
Keldric, he always proved everybody wrong. And that moment of everybody seeing him on ESPN, even with this past game with Lovejoy.
Awkward snap, Luster fighting to the end zone. He's in! Touchdown, Liberty! You know it's coming. You still can't stop it. Keldric Luster fires.
It was amazing. He's always been about the team. He's never put himself before anybody else, and that's what makes me more proud, of him as my child, because he's always cared about the team. Everybody has a part in it, and it was never, I did this, I did that. It was always me and my team or my team.
Reporting for WTV, I'm Matthew Bishop.